Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to record any screen or anything on your Android device in React Native's new architecture for Android using the Media 3 projection. So let me show you guys the output first so that I can better explain it to you. Now I am running the output on a real device. Make sure you run it on a real device. Also I'm mirroring my output because my laptop does not support my USB. That's why I'm using Android Studio because it has the mirroring feature so that I don't have to install any other app. Now from Android T and above, to start your recording we need to start a foreground service. Okay, and from Android T and above we require notification permission. That's why I have two buttons. So first is ask for notification permission, second is start and stop recording. Now my Android device is below Android T, so any which ways I have the permission, but still I need to click on it. So here you can see it is telling me not required on this platform, but I am changing one variable like a state, React state, depending on whether you have this permission or not. If you are Android T and if you don't have the permission, the start and stop recording will not start. Okay, so I already have this permission. Now I'll click on start and stop recording. So this is a dialog from Android OS as well itself. So this dialog will differ on what Android OS version you are using. In some Android devices I have also noticed that it tells the user to pick this app or this entire device to record, but in my case that's not the case. So be mindful of that. So I'll just click on start now. So it has started the recording. If you see at the top, it has we are displaying a foreground service. So here you can see screen recording in progress. If I want, I can move away from my app as well. The recording is still in progress. Okay, I can come back to my app and I can click on the stop recording button if I want to. So I have just stopped the recording. Now the video has been saved to external storage. So if the user wants, they can go to their external storage, and here you can see the first video which has been saved. So this is the actual video. So I'm playing the video again. I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little bit laggy, so just bear with me. So this is the video. Hopefully you get the point. So yeah. So let's see how to do this. So firstly you will have to open the new architecture documentation which we have over here, and you can create a project using this command. Now you can name your app whatever you feel like, and you don't have to hard code this version number. Whatever is the latest version you can use it. So yeah, so I've just named my app as RN app. You can name it whatever you feel like. Next we will be only concentrating on Android. So first we have to create this particular specs. So for that we have to create the specs folder. Inside that we have to create this particular file. Now here I will just change the file name because here they have we can give whatever file name you want, but we do have to remember this file name and follow some naming convention. So first what you will have to do is again I'll just close everything. First go to the inside your application, just create one folder called specs. Inside that I have named the file name as native local recording because native local storage does not make sense in my case what they have given in the documentation. You can name it whatever you feel like, but make sure it starts with the word native. That is very important. And do remember your file name because this name will be referenced in lot other places as well, so that is important. So once we create this TypeScript file, what I have done is that I have just copied all this code and I have pasted it over here, but I have removed all these 4 methods because again this method does not make sense in my use case. I have changed it with my own method called start and stop recording, and it returns void. Okay, and here also I have changed this particular name. So whatever is the name of your file, you will have to change it with that. Once that is done, if you scroll to the documentation, here you can see they are telling us to add this particular bit of code inside our package.json. So you can just copy this bit of code and go to our package.json and paste it over here. Again you will have to make some changes. This should be the name of your file followed by the word spec, and again this should be the name of your TypeScript file. Once you do that, do make sure you run npm install because we have changed package.json file, otherwise you might get an error while you try to run the application. So make sure I have already run it, so I won't run it again. Next you will have to go to the Android folder, Android section, and here we will have to cd to the Android folder inside our terminal. So just cd to your app, then you can cd to Android folder, and then you can just run this particular command. So just run this command. So once this command is successful, it will do code generation for our TypeScript file which we have created over here, so you don't have to worry about it. Once that is done, you have to go to app.tsx, and here I have added few imports. So firstly, these are all the things which I am importing from React Native, and I have also imported our native local recording from TypeScript file. We'll check the implementation later on. Let's see the usage first. So here I have this set just a variable just to check whether we have the permission or not, and I'll come back to this method in a bit. So here inside our view, I have just created one button requesting for request notification permission. So once this button is clicked, here I'm checking whether platform is OS and the platform.version is greater than equal to 33. If yes, then we just do const granted. We just check for this post notification permission. If it is granted, then I just change this particular state to true. Otherwise it is still false in case permission is denied. And if we are on lower version of Android like me, then also I change it back to true. Now for the second button, once I have this permission, I just call the start and stop recording thing, and yeah, that's it. The method which we have defined it inside our TypeScript file. Otherwise I just throw an error saying notification permission is required. Okay, once this is done, again come back to the documentation, just scroll down. Here you can see they have created this folder called native local storage. In our case it will be native local recording, and we have to create this module file as well. Now we can't really copy this entire bit of code because the logic is completely different. We have to write our own logic. So what you'll have to do is firstly go to the just a second. Okay, firstly you will have to go to the Android folder, go to app, src, main, java, inside com you will have to create a folder called native local recording. Inside that, for now you will have to create a Kotlin file called native local recording module.kt. Now this package name will be differ for you if you have named your TypeScript file different. So make sure you change this package name accordingly. I'll come back to the code later on. Then what we will have to, one more thing which we have to do is inside res drawable, sorry, not drawable, inside I think I'm using map. Okay, I'll come back to that later on. Firstly we'll have to go to android manifest.xml, and here we have to add this foreground service permission, foreground service media projection, as well as post notification permission. And if you scroll down, we also need to add this service android :name. Again, this should be your own package name depending on what file name you have created. And here we are referencing a Kotlin file called screen record service. So this particular file, I'll show you that in a bit. But here we have to add exported false, unable to, and foreground service type is of media projection. Okay, so once you add this particular bit of code, you will have to go to build.gradle as well. Firstly you will have to add this apply plugin Kotlin parcelize. Then you also need to change the min SDK version to 26 at least. And last thing is you also need to add this implementation of Android X Windows. This helps us to get the entire width and height of the screen for recording. Okay, once that is done, coming back to our native local recording module.kt, firstly you will have to add this imports. Sorry, I'll come back to this also later on. Firstly we'll have to create this notification helper.kt file. Now this is our own logic, this is not present in the documentation. So firstly, again, this should be your own package name. Make sure you copy paste all these imports. Now here instead of RN app, you will have to write your own app name. So here you can see my app name was RN app. So make sure you change it over here as well as over here. Then here we create this notification helper as well. So here we first create our notification. So this is our intent, this is the pending intent. Here is our notification compat.builder. We set the content title, text, small icon, as well as content intent. Now this, for this small icon, that's why I was referring. So this icon is displayed in the notification tab when you start your screen recording. So this IC underscore launcher is present inside the res map IC underscore launcher. If you want to change it, you can change it to whatever you feel like. So here you if you change it, give it a name differently, then you will have to change the name over here as well. Then here we just create a notification channel. So yeah, pretty basic stuff. Okay, once that is done, So this is notification helper, then screen record service.kt. Again, this is our my package name. Change it to whatever you feel like, whatever is your package name. And again, these are all the imports, so you can just copy paste all these imports. This I'm using Parcelize. Hopefully I have shown you that inside build.gradle. Here you will have to add this apply plugin Kotlin Parcelize. This is used for transferring complex data from one screen to another screen. So make sure you add this bit of code. Okay, again coming back to screen record service. So this is our screen record config. So again we will be sending this data from our module to this particular service. Now for this service code, even I don't understand this entire bit. I have just copy pasted this code from a YouTuber called Philip Lackners. So if you want, you can watch his video. But yeah, I've just copied it from him. So this is our media projection. This is the virtual display. Here is our media recorder. Here is our coroutine scope as well. Here we are saving the file temporarily before saving the file to external storage. Here we get hold of our media projection manager. This is the media projection callback. This entire bit of code of save to gallery is for saving the file to external storage. Here you can change it to your own app name instead of my app name. Okay, and here this is the start command which we are overriding. So this is how we start our recording: create a notification, start the foreground service, and then start the recording. And here this for stop recording, and here we return start sticky. For starting our recording, we just check the Android version. Then we create our media projection, we register our callback, initialize our recorder and start our media recorder, and create our virtual display as well. This is for stopping our recording, this is for stopping our service, this is for getting the window size. Some of you might be wondering how to record only the portion of a screen. So for that you can use the scale dimensions. I have commented out because I'm not interested in this. I want to record the entire screen. But some of you might need this. So if you want, you can just uncomment this, and to use it you will have to uncomment this and comment this particular out. But in my case I have commented it because I am not using it. I want to record the entire width and height. That's why I'm using this particular bit of code. Then here we just initialize our media recorder and pass all the appropriate values to it. Here we create virtual display. Here we destroy it. Here we release our resources. Here we are overriding this on bind. We return null, and this is just a companion object which I have created. So yeah, these are all the variables which we are using inside our companion object. Okay, so this is done as well. Now we can, I think, come to our module. So here you can see these are all the imports, but again this should be your own package name followed by screen record service. If you have named it differently, you will have to change it over here as well. So this is the screen record service file which we have created. So this is our module. Now this particular line I have copied it from documentation, but this should be again your TypeScript file name followed by the word module, and here also it should be your TypeScript file name followed by the word spec. And here we are also extending activity event listener because we want to use on start activity result. So here is our name. This is the request code screen capture, which I will come back to later on. Here we are adding this event listener to our context. Here is the start and stop recording which we had created inside TypeScript, so we are overriding it. So if the service is already running, we stop it. If not, then we start it over here. So here we get hold of our media projection manager. So this is the entire code for it, and then we just get our capture intent. Then we start activity for result. So once you call this, the callback will come over here. So here we use this request code screen capture, and then we create a screen record config and start the screen record config. So we'll calling this particular bit method. So yeah, this is basically starting our service, and this particular name is also important, so make sure you add this companion object as well. Again, this should be your own TypeScript file name, and here we are overriding this particular method as well because it is part of the activity event listener. So make sure you don't remove that particular method even though it is empty. Okay, so once that is done, if you come back to the documentation again, here we have to create this package file as well. Now here I have copied the code from documentation but made a few adjustments. So firstly, you will have to create a package file like this with your own TypeScript file. This is your package name. I have copied it from the documentation, all this imports. Then this particular name I have changed, this name I have changed, this and this. Rest everything remains the same. Rest I have copied it from the documentation. Okay, so once you do that, if you just scroll down more, yeah, then we'll have to go to our main application. So here you can go to your RN app or whatever it is, go to main application. First you will have to import your package like this, and here you will have to add this particular line of code as well, add native local recording package. So yeah, I think that should be it. I've shown you Android manifest code as well. Make sure you add this service, you add this particular bit of things, and inside build.gradle we have added this. We updated the min HDK version to 26, and we also added this bit of code. Yeah, I think that should be it, and I've already shown you how we are using it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Do let me know if you have any issues in the comments. Bye.